They are the world's best BMX riders. For the first time, competing in separate street and park showdowns. Two events set to guarantee an absolute trick fest. Welcome to Simple Session. Coming up on the program, we bring you the best action from Tallinn, Estonia. We meet up with the Paraza brothers, Victor, David, and Kevin, who will all be competing in BMX Park. Kevin is the reigning champion. But first, here are two of the most creative street riders, Alex Kennedy and Brock Rayford, to break down the unique event that is Simple Session.
It's really important to have Simple Session because there's not really many contests going on anymore, and always excited to get back to Tallinn and meet all my friends again.
It brings all the riders together, whether it be park or street, and I just get so excited to be with all my friends from both disciplines and hang out under one roof.
Usually Simple Session holds park and street, and they're both judged together, but this year things are being separated, and it gives a chance for the park riders to get judged and the street riders to get judged in different ways.
Although it's hard to judge one against the other, I still thought it was really cool. And I think this year it should be really interesting to see how a separate street contest and a separate park contest really pushes the boundaries and progresses both of the disciplines.
It's the first contest of the year, and people have been training all winter, and now this is their chance to show what tricks they've been learning.
There's a lot of people here who are extremely progressive with the way that they ride.
Always really excited to return to Estonia and see how I've progressed in 1 year, and again, see everybody and have a great time.
At the end of the day, as long as I have a smile on my face and I feel confident with the way I rode and I'm happy with it, if I podium, that's awesome, but if not, I know that I'm out here with all my friends having fun riding bikes.
Unfortunately, Alex and Brock did not qualify for the street finals and had to watch from the sidelines. This year, the separate park and street contests allowed riders to focus on their own discipline. Riders had 3 attempts to land their dream run with the top 2 scores counted. The highest combined score would win the competition. Simona Baracco was the first rider to attack the course in the BMX Street Final.
Welcome, this is Simple Session 17, Street Finals.
A street is based primarily on elements that you find in the streets. It's all about using your mind to come up with different creative grinds and link things together.
First trick, nose to bar spin like it was absolutely nothing. He's just so casual in everything he's doing. He's just out there cruising, having a good time, just keeping it casual. Bonking the back wheel into a 360.
Clean.
Tail whipping in, looking good so far. 182 thick bonk, 180 back out.
But still showing that calm demeanor and just cruising, it looks like.
Yeah, he's not in any kind of hurry whatsoever. Just has to step off. Unfortunate. It's tough on that grind ledge right there. It can get a little rough. The edges are waxed, but the top is still pretty solid.
He's got 10 seconds. Well, onto that coffin right there.
That was really cool. Nose, Euro gap to manual down. That was really cool to see. I know he really likes that obstacle. There you go.
Nice one, Simona. And there you have it. The opening score, 81-80, and he can improve. He knows what he wants to do.
Baracco started the contest in a strong position. In his second run, he stepped it up again to finish with a total score of 170 points.
Right now, we're getting ready to drop in Colin Varanak.
Eyeing up the Euro gap.
There's that 180. 180 in toboggan. That's how he likes to start his run. I mean, he bobbled it a little bit on the first run, came with it on the second. Now he's cleaning it up. He's got this third run flowing right now. There's that opposite double up to tail whip. There's a nice tooth hanger up the rail. Looking like he wanted maybe a little bit out of that too. We'll have to see what happens here. Oh.
Wow, tech.
Feeble up to double peg to 180 out.
Really utilizing that tech section in the middle. No flare on the quarter pipe, not disqualified.
Wow.
That is awesome.
Wow, technical as you like. In his third run, again, these guys are so tired at this point. That was a 180 to feeble, to manual, to tail whip. I mean, more than a mouthful right there, isn't it?
Whipping on the quarter, bar into the bank to finish it up. That was a great visit. $85.2. Colin is stoked with that.
Colin Varignac finished with success. His added second run gave him a total score of 168.2.
Okay, we're moving on to our next rider, Daniel Tunte.
Check him out, going to speed. First guy we've seen go up the Euro gap like that.
And with a downside tail whip.
Already cruising, just keeping the speed going. He's showing you the flare. He's got the ramp skills. 180 to crooked grind. I've seen a couple guys do that. I have to wonder, is that easy for them?
I mean, with the size of the rail, they said it's kind of low. So these guys feel like super comfortable.
Yeah,
I mean, all.
There's no stairs underneath it either, so you don't have to worry about falling on concrete stairs.
Really clean run, though, from Daniel right now.
Oh, he's killing it. Started out really fast. He slowed it down a little bit, keeping it technical. Drop it on in, slow it down a little bit. 180 on, bar spin out, staying in the fakie. Smooth as you like. There's the tooth hanger.
Oh, Daniel, hand up. He's loving this right now. He just pulled a complete run. Awesome first showing from Daniel on the course.
Yeah, coming in with that 86. Good to see it. I mean, that's what you want. You want your first run to go just like that.
Daniel Tunte delivered in his first two runs, scoring high in the 80s, but a crash on his final attempt left him with an overall score of 169.6. Simona Baracco held on to the lead.
Brings us to our next rider, Reed Stark.
I think he's going to come in with the heat right now. Oh, big gap to over ice pick. Reed is off to a very quick start. There's that bonk up, bonk over with the ice pick. A lot of original moves done at high speed from Reed Stark. You've heard me talk about video parts. He put out a part in the BSD video as well, transmission. Absolutely crushed it. He's so fun to watch. Coming out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Great stuff. Look at that gap to double peg backwards down the A-frame. He is on fire right now, Corey.
This is incredible run from Reed. This is looking really good. Keep it flowing, and he's going to end up with a really good score.
There's that bonk. Loves bonking that back peg, doesn't he?
It's cool the way he enters his grinds like that. Just adds a little flair to it.
Look at the smile on the face, the braids in the hair. Just feeling good out there. I love it. That was such a... I got to say, that was probably his best run of the entire weekend, and I'm hoping that it's his best score that he gets out of it.
88.2. Well done, Reed. That was a good run, brother.
Following his strong qualification, Reed Stark did not disappoint in the finals. His last run increased his overall score to a strong 173.6.
Which brings us to Garrett Reynolds. You can't really think of much to say that hasn't already been said about Garrett Reynolds. Coming in, here we go. Opposite tail up on in, setting it up, showing you the truck driver. 180, crooked grind to 180.
Adding the bar into it too.
Like it was nothing. Like it's just, just another day.
And you'll notice, guys, that his bars go back and forth either direction.
270, look back over that hip.
At the 30-second mark, and Garrett has already filled this run with incredible riding.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. All right.
Was he looking at that rail?
I don't know. He might have just been freestyling. I'm not sure, but that was a double peg up, hard way, 180 bars, and just rolled all the way across that obstacle. 180 bar spin in. Just out there laughing, having a good time.
Just flowing and doing what Garrett does best.
Yeah, I love it. The fast plant 360. All right, Garrett.
It's a really good run, and there you go.
A 90.6. All right.
busting into the 90s.
Garrett Reynolds lived up to the expectations. After his first run, he scored an 87 in round 2 to earn the highest overall score of the contest. So Garrett Reynolds had taken his 3rd win at Simple Session. He was joined on the podium by fellow American Reed Stark in 2nd and Italy's Simona Baracco in 3rd. Daniel Tunte just missed the podium by 0.4 points and had to settle for 4th place.
Feels great, man. I love coming out. I love trying to ride the best I can for all the people that came out, and that's what's sick about this contest. They give you 3 runs, and if you mess up the runs, people get bucked and they just go for it. That's what separates Simple Session from any other contest. That, and you invite a lot more people than regular contests would allow, so it gives people a chance that don't get invited to all the big contests. Shows them what they can do. There's too many talented BMXers, to be honest.
What a way to get things started, but there was no stopping there with the BMX Park to follow. But first, we caught up with the defending champion Kevin and his BMX brothers Victor and David Peraza.
I'm Victor Peraza. I'm 16 years old.
I'm Kevin Peraza. I'm 22 years old.
And I'm David Peraza, 25 years old. I started racing about 9 to 10 years old. Kevin shortly joined in. They got him a bike probably like a year in, maybe sooner.
I think I was like 6. I was probably about
he was
5
young.
or 6. I was super young. I don't even remember starting, to be honest. Victor picked it up super quick.
I started like around 6 years old.
Rivalry between us, there's never been one. Like, Kevin does a better trick or he wins a contest, I don't matter. Yo, so you're my younger brother, I'm happy for you.
It's unreal. Like, for me to wake up and be like, dang, my life's awesome. Like, my brothers do exactly the same thing I do, and it's super cool.
Yeah, they give me so much confidence when I go to contests and stuff. If I don't have that trick good, they like motivate me to like, just send it. You can do it, you can do it.
Congratulations, Kevin. Very well deserved.
2013 was unreal as far as winning my first Simple Session. It was crazy. And coming back 2017 as I guess you could say as a recent champion, I think I would say puts pressure on me, but it doesn't in the end. I just having, you know, my 3 brothers this year, it's super motivating and gets me hyped because they know what I can do, but I'm like either shy or nervous, and they get me motivated. And then having other friends out there killing it, you know, and just make it into the final, I think, is one of my main goals, and just go back home in one piece. And I think enjoy it as a family, enjoy it as a sport where BMX is a family. And
I think that's the best thing to keep in mind is just go out there, have fun on your bikes, and go home healthy. And I mean, what do you want? I'm here with my family.
Unfortunately, Victor and David did not make it into the finals, but Kevin lived up to the hype and qualified in 1st place. It was time to get back to the action with Canadian Mike Varga on course.
All right, guys, this is the park finals.
The park's all about finding things in the skate park. That's like box jumps, spines, quarter pipes. It's all about keeping the flow, keeping your style, while using hard tricks to get a whole run around the park.
What's he got for us? 360 double whip, late bar spin. I can't believe how easy he makes things look. I mean, he makes it look like anyone could do that. But
there's so much happening in the air, but he makes it look like there's that much time to perform what he's doing.
Yeah. That was a triple truck driver 450, caught all in between, not just letting him fly like we saw Kenneth doing. He catches each bar spin individually in a 450.
Right there, that's where the judges are sitting, so he's getting up close and personal with them.
Check it out, 450 truck driver. Spin to win. Notice, he keeps spinning. Not a lot of flips out of him, but he's constantly spinning around, keeping the flow going. Again, he's getting a little bit tired, has to settle for just the bar spin on the box jump. And why not send a 9 at the very end of your run?
I mean, if fatigue is setting in, it definitely did not look like it right there with that rotation.
Well, I think typically he would have preferred a bigger trick on the box jump. Just went for the bar spin at the end there. And
oh, he's pulling a Kenneth Tensio and still riding it out.
maybe these runs should be a little longer if these guys are so conditioned and able to do it.
And he's into the 90s.
Coming in hot with the score in the 90s.
Which
now he's sitting in first place.
Yeah.
Mike Varga added an extra 86 points in his last attempt, resulting in an overall score of 176.
Nick Bruce coming off a second place from last year. The guy is threatening that podium at all times.
Coming from the Buckeye State, Ohio. Here we go, Corey. Wall ride, up and over, eyes on the spine. Huge 360 invert, putting the bike on his back, scratching his shoulder with his front peg.
That 3 invert was upside down. And there he is upside down with a flip double whip.
Gosh, hitting the flare with a downside tail. That's an opposite tail, kicking the tail opposite while in a flare. I mean, come on. It almost looks easy for him, doesn't it?
It really does. I mean, Nick is flowing this course right now. He's threw down insanely huge tricks, and he's still got plenty of time to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Back towards the box jump. 3 whip, kicks it the other way for another tail up the other direction. Oh my gosh. Nick Bruce is on fire right now.
But he's just got to hold out for these last 5 seconds. Oh, he's going to call it right there. He did some damage in that run.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know, sometimes it's better to call it when you have a few seconds left than to try and just force something.
Yeah, that was an incredible run. Wow.
Wow. 91.2. So good to see that out of Nick Bruce.
Busting into the 90s.
Bruce's 91.2 would be his highest score of the day. He followed up with a high 80 in his last attempt, giving him 178 points overall.
We got Larry Edgar, who's dropping in next. We've been talking about Larry quite a bit, and for good reason, the speed and the height.
He is about to go faster and higher than just about anyone else all weekend long. There it is, Corey. He called it out. He said he was going to 360 that in practice. He told you, he told me, and now he's done it.
That was awesome from Larry right there, starting his run. So you know he's amped up right now, heading into the box area.
You also got to give a shout out to Tommy Dugan, who also 360'd that yesterday. Huge on that spine, going higher than everybody.
Look at the height Larry is flowing this course with.
Jeez, just like utilizing all the transition.
Incredible, the speed he keeps. And, well, they're tagging, but, I mean, the way Larry rides, how high he goes, your energy is burned so fast.
Oh, yeah. Check that out, a street line. Double peg up to manual to ice pick down, why not? But, Larry, the street contest was, we just wrapped that up, so back to the ramps. Flare on the landing of the box jump.
Oh, Larry, well done. Incredible riding.
Showing the judges that his versatility, showing that he can ride a little bit of everything. And trust me, he can do all the big bang and street tricks. And look at that.
Have it into the 90s. That's what you want. He's in first place now.
Larry Edgar didn't stop there. In his last run, he got another score in the 90s, taking over the leaderboard with a combined score of 181 points.
Jack Clark.
He doesn't have the craziest tricks, but he has some good tricks. He links them all together, and he really uses his head to come up with an original run. And he was sitting in first place in qualifying for a long time yesterday, and you're about to see why. Check him out, 360 table on the box backwards. Look at that, fast planning the wall. Oh, I love it. I love it, the 3 whip, straight into an invert. Truck driver, straight into the invert. I love the theme of this run. It is so good right now. Double tail whip. Staying consistent, staying clean. Jack Clark is on fire right now. Over tooth on the spine, I love it.
That's
tech
right.
Tricks
Jack,
in the middle of the run.
He has both, like you talked about earlier, man. He can play the tech game as well.
Check him out, downside, opposite tail up on that quarter.
Yeah, 15 seconds to go coming up on, and just still firing on all cylinders.
Bar spin, catch bar spin in a 360, 270 tail up on the wedge. Just a great run. This is the type of run you want to have for your first run. Showing you a little diversity over on our street section.
I mean, wow, that was a full pull for Jack.
Oh my gosh, and the bar spin, the ice pick, pulling over the spine, a tech trick to round it out.
He's been on fire lately. Jack has got to be stoked with that.
Following his stellar first score of 89.6, Clark's second run was enough to put him in a provisional second place behind Edgar.
Daniel Durs, he's no stranger to like the big stage contest. He's got all the tricks that it needs to take first place.
But right now, Daniel Durs is on course, and he is ready to throw down. Trucking the box backwards.
Heading to that box zone. Ready to throw down here.
Yeah, he's got so many box jump tricks. What's he gonna pick? Check him out. Can one-hander, 720, 360 double tail over the spine. This is how you start a runoff. You wanna get all your tricks going right off the bat. Not even at 30 seconds, already jamming everything full.
And I mean, that's what's so good about Daniel and his contest like mindset. He can come out and execute an exact run the way he has looked at the course and set it up. That's what's got him all those gold medals and all that hardware, man.
Oh yeah, he's a competitive guy. I mean, he didn't fly across the world just to, you know, do a few G-turns here and there. He wants to be here. He wants to win, just like everyone else here, and then, you know, enjoy the nightlife as well, of course.
The only rider coming out of the vert wall like that.
Yeah, the only guy coming out of that vert wall into the ramp right beside it. He did a little extra yesterday in qualifying. But you know what? It's all about getting that first run under your belt.
All right.
Not going to bump into that top 6, but a solid score.
After his first score, Daniel Durs knew he had to step it up for a chance at the podium. His final run scored in the 90s and catapulted Durs to second place while Edgar held on to the lead.
Well, this is the man of the moment, defending champ. He is about to unleash Doyle.
Here we go. No-footed can-can on in. This is your first place qualifier, ladies and gentlemen, and he's about to show you why. Check this out. 3 whips straight into the invert. 3 toboggan over the spine. Boom, I love it. That is my favorite trick. 270 can-can tire grab. Shout out to Mike Aiken, one of the first guys I saw really taking a lot of style into that trick.
But I noticed, look at the flow Kevin is keeping as well. Until then, the commentator cursed. Sorry, Kev, mate.
Well, you know what? He just dropped his feet. He's back on his bike. Check this out.
Still 20 seconds to go, too. What's going on?
Up on that sub rail right there. The only guy we see using that.
That rail could only be 4 or 5 inches wide, right?
Yeah, he has to hit both of his tires on there, ride across, dropping in, and in qualifying, we saw him tail whip off that. Will we see it again in runs 2 or 3? We will have to wait and see.
No doubt about it. He wanted to do a little extra in there.
That was a great run, Corey, but we know that he has a lot more.
He busts into the 90s. That's a good run, and he's happy with that.
The defending champion had a strong first run in the bag, but crashed in his second attempt. His third run would be his last chance for the win. Peraza was the only rider who could deny Edgar victory.
He needs this run to go well. Well, he's the defending champ. 3 whip, straight to invert. Loving the 3 toboggan. Here we go. He is on it right now. 360 downside whip over that transfer. This is the Peraza we saw in qualifying. 450 truck.
Keeping it flowing, keeping it flowing. He's moving to that end of the course where he lined up.
Oh, I love it.
Only guy doing that.
Only guy hitting the wall like that. He's on the sub rail. Opposite tail in, and he just comes off.
No, Kevin.
He's got a smile on his face. All the fans are excited to see him here. He really put on a good show for us here.
Okay, and there it is, 85.8 for Kevin's final run. That's going to leave him in 6th place. And look at Larry. All the boys celebrating. Well done, Larry. Well deserved, mate.
So Larry Edgar took the top spot on the park leaderboard in spectacular fashion. Daniel Durs secured 2nd place with an incredible last run, and Jack Clark rounded out the podium in 3rd. Kevin Peraza could not defend his title, but it wouldn't be the last we would see of the talented BMXer.
It hasn't set in yet, honestly. Like, it's so far the best feeling I've ever had. I thought I need to get a whole variety of tricks in, and I planned my first trick, and that was it. And just looked for opportunities to do what I know how to do. It worked out.
I think today wasn't so much about placing first, second, or 1,000. I've been sweating for a couple weeks, a trick that I wanted to do for Mira. Yesterday was the commemoration for his passing, and I could not believe the energy I got from just doing that trick. So I'm very, very happy with the riding today.
A stacked field of talent delivered yet another spectacular BMX show and is guaranteed to do it all over again next year. We'll leave you with the very best images from this simple session. Until next time, it's goodbye.